Yo and hello everybody, Mike here, baseball collector, and I am going to do a little bit of video tonight, a little bit of live streaming, talking to you guys about a topic that is something that I've been getting a lot of questions about, and so I didn't want to just be the only guy rendering an opinion on this, so I brought in my good friend, my buddy, the cardboard oracle himself, those back pages. Eric, how you doing, man?
Hello, friends.
Hello,
I'm
friends.
well. I hope you're well. You're well also.
Good. Um, so what are we going to talk about tonight? Hey, Andy's on.
Oh, hey, Andy.
I hope
Hello,
everybody can hear
Dante.
me. Um, can y'all hear us okay? I'm trying to test out a new mic system, so.
Oh, there's Derek.
There is Derek.
I can hear you, but I'm on the phone.
I know, right? It seems a little unfair.
Andy, can you hear us?
Hey, Jason.
I guess they can hear.
Well, they're not saying. They're not saying
They're
they
not.
can't
They're
hear
not.
us.
They're not confirming one way or the other.
I guess. I don't know. Maybe they can. Maybe they can't. Are we going to the Atlantic City National? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, yes. Okay, they can all hear fine. That's great.
All
Okay.
right.
Um, all right, so our topic tonight was something Eric and I have been talking about. Um, and I've talked about it with several other people. And really, it's just to help people. And, so many new channels coming along. Eric, don't you agree?
I totally agree.
Have you
So
been
many.
have you been getting questions from people about, tips and stuff and how to do better?
I have been. I have been. More than a handful of people have been asking me, and I really appreciate that. I definitely love sharing my knowledge as well as learning. And Mike has told me as well that people have been asking him, so we thought it might be a good idea to go over it a little bit here.
Yeah.
Get it down on record per se, something like that.
Yeah, that's the idea. So Eric and I, we're not sitting here trying to say that we're have every answer to all the questions or that we have it all figured out. But just maybe some tips if you're starting your channel or you're a few months in or you've kind of plateaued and you're like, okay, what can I do next maybe to take my channel to another level? Um, we'd love to maybe provide some insight for you. If you're watching right now live and as we're talking about something, if you have other ideas and you just want to throw them down in the chat, feel free. If you're watching this on playback later and you have a great idea that could help somebody or somebody has a question and you want to answer it in the comments, man, feel free. This isn't something
Yes, please do.
where we're feeling anything but trying to just help this community grow and help everybody's channels grow. So, need all the advice. All right. Um, so let's talk about maybe a main topic of or an overriding theme for anyone in their channel is you need to think about, I think, how you define success for your channel and what that looks like for you. Bobby just asked a good question that I'll answer in a minute. But Eric, do you think about what success means to you for your channel?
I do. I do. I wouldn't say often. I think everyone does to an extent, and some people, more than others. Some, unfortunately, it I feel it can affect them in a non-positive way. As far as me and my channel, I like to keep a positive atmosphere and not so much teaching, but sharing my knowledge. And with each and every episode that I do, I try to bring a new and a unique subject to the table. I fortunate enough that I get a lot of interaction on my channel, and I feel that's important from both sides of the camera. I feel that if somebody is taking their time to spend with me for my time, the least I can do is give them feedback to their feedback, if that makes any sense.
Makes sense. Absolutely. So success for you then is just defined by putting out stuff that you think people can learn from and make friendships from.
I guess, yes, make friendships, build friendships. Success would be, I guess, maybe a constant, constant creating content. It's not, for me personally, it's not about the views, how many hits, what the sub count is. None of that applies to my channel. The success would be building friendships that last a very long time, and not just on YouTube, but off YouTube as well.
Not unlike our friendship.
Correct.
Did you have a moment?
What about yourself?
Well, I was going to ask you a follow-up question for you.
Sure, yes. Go ahead, please do.
And I think you're going to agree with me when I ask you this, but okay, we're getting some good questions. But when you went to the National this year, really in your first time to go to the National, being a channel that has some degree of popularity, right? And at least within the hobby. I guess I kind of feel like, okay, what I'm doing matters, because when people come up to me and say, dude, I love your stuff, you helped me get back into collecting, any type of compliment like that makes kind of it worth it, right? It's kind of, that's the earmark of success for me.
Oh, absolutely. That's a very good point. And that happened this year more times than I can remember.
Yeah, and
I'm ever so grateful for that.
Yeah, how do you feel when somebody comes up to you and does that and just shares something about your channel that means something to them?
Yeah, that's pretty much the highest compliment that one could get.
Yeah. It's like, wow, okay. So let's talk about some more particular subjects. I'm going to answer some of these questions because they're good.
Okay.
Go back up here. Somebody asked, let me look at who it was. Yes, everybody should go to the National. At what point does your point does your channel make money? Well, there's two criteria that YouTube has for monetizing your channel, and that's 1,000 subscribers, and you have to have 4,000 hours of watch time in the last 12 months. So not only do you have to have the subs, but you have to have the watch time. So it's a combination of those two things that allows you to begin monetizing your channel. Once you monetize your channel, you have to be careful, because then you can't use any more music or copyright stuff and all that. That's a big no-no. And so if you can monetize a video, then you will get a little bit of money. and let me tell you, it's a little bit of money. I can tell you that I earn about 0.4 cents per view, meaning for me to make $1, I got to get 400 views in a day. So meaning it's not like you're going to retire on this or anything, at least not in our community, and maybe some of the other guys will, but you got to get a lot of views. Let's just put it that way. And this community just isn't really built that way, at least for most of us. And that's fine.
I agree with that.
And that's totally okay. Like, it's no big deal. But that's how it works, by the way. Next question was, let's see. What point did your channel make money? Um, what killed me was once I started getting going, building my channel, YouTube changed it to where you couldn't go live. So that's a good point. Eric, you can't go live, can you, unless you're on a PC, right?
No, correct.
So
which makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense, but you can only go live once you're over 1,000 subs. You can start going live. Like right now, we're live.
Well, you can go live on your computer anytime.
Correct, but I'm saying
you can go on your phone.
Right. I'm on my iPad right now, so I'm basically mobile. Dustin Abraham, I'm an expert. I believe that, Dustin. You've got a lot of cool stuff. I don't blame you at all. But that's how it works for live, mobile live. Anybody can go live from a PC, but a lot of us don't have. I don't have a camera on my computer, so. All right, next question. I know you do. How do you handle this? I'll let you answer this first. How do you handle negative feedback or dislikes? I have been trying to be just thankful that they watched. How do you handle that, Eric?
Well, first off, I agree with that 100%. Obviously, I'm not a fan of thumbs downs, who is, or negative comments. I'm fortunate enough I don't get a ton of negative comments. I do get some. Obviously, I'm not going to be combative. I'm not going to look to drag it out or anything, so I try to be level-headed about it. And as far as the thumbs down goes, that's part of unfortunately, due to the format, where it's no one who gives you a thumbs down. It's not associated with who did it. You can't see thumbs up or thumbs down. I think if they did enable the who gave a thumbs down, you would see a lot less of them, I think. But like the person who asked the question said, I mean, it's in order to get a thumbs down, you have to get a view. So they're watching.
Right.
If they're not watching, you're not getting thumbs down. So, and again, in the grand scheme of things, most videos, obviously you can answer this better than I can, but the percentage of ups and downs, ups to downs, is a wide favor of ups. I mean, sure, it'll take, a handful of downs, you'll be like, WTF's going on here? Why am I getting downs? But for the most part, as far as that aspect of it, I don't really worry about it. Initially, of course, like everyone else, when I first started, it was like a little concerning. It's funny. I was telling you about this last week, I think it was.
Yeah.
I put out a video, and it had, first time I looked at it, it had one up and one down. It's like, wow, 50%. That's a first. What about you?
Well, first, so many awesome people in here. Thanks everybody for joining in. I mean, we got, golly, so many guys. Lou Rock and Kid Roy and Kent Freeman and Cards of Giants and Mike Y, NASCAR. Guns is in here. Guns is finally joining one of my live streams. I'm not having to join his. Big D for Life is in here. I mean, all these awesome guys that I met at the National, that we met at the National.
Yeah.
So awesome. So, all right. You know how I feel about dislikes. I'm going to try not to really spend too much time on it, but, I don't understand. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Like, I was watching a video of a guy, like, if you don't like a channel or whatever, I swear I think it's the same people giving me dislikes all the time. And whatever. But why are you even watching? Like, if you don't like my videos, go watch somebody you like. Why are you watching me? Although someone did just tell us in a comment that we are their 2 favorite YouTubers, Eric, just so you know. I think they really mean you, but that's all right. So you just can't let it get to you. I mean, I think it's kind of who was it? I was talking to Snoop the other day, and he's like, "I finally got my first thumbs down. I'm a real YouTuber now." Like, you know,
Wow.
it's like, yeah, that's right. Congratulations. Come join me. I get tons of them. So Mike Y mentioned I keep losing subscribers. Welcome to the club. All of us do. We all lose subscribers every day. I gain a few and lose a few, and there's this kind of funny. Uh, it's funny how that works. That happens to you too, doesn't it, Eric?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. That's another thing. I don't look. I don't say. I can't say 100%. I don't look, but I try not to pay attention to that number.
Yeah, because it fluctuates.
It fluctuates, and it's kind of like, when you were in school and you stared at the clock, it didn't make it go any faster.
Right. We're
So
getting.
you can't. None of this stuff happens overnight. It's kind of like collecting. Your collection is not going to be what it is in 24 hours or 2 days or a week or a month. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Right.
So that goes for subs as well. You're not gonna, short of, going out and purchasing subs. You're not gonna see in our community, at least in my belief in our community, you're not gonna see a bunch of like, oh man, well, I gained 500 subs this week or something like that. That's not, I don't think that's what our community, at least our pocket of this community, is about, really.
I agree. We're getting a bunch of questions about editing, and
Well, that would be all you, guy. I've never edited a video in my life.
Yeah, Eric just shoots them straight up on his phone, and you get what you get. You don't throw a fit. Me, on the other hand,
No.
I do edit. I use a program called Perfect Video that I edit with, but I've edited with iMovie, and those all work fine. I don't think there's enough editing. I mean, I think you can do some simple things that would enhance your video quality. But just go learn it and play around with it and have fun with it. I mean, it's meant to be a tool, and so. But that's what I use. Perfect Video is the name of it now.
Is it free?
No, I think it costs money. I think it was, but it's not much. Maybe at most $9.99 or something at the most, one time. And and I think there's always like a free version and then a buy version. One has more features than the other, and I can't remember if I did that, which way I did that. But how about Mexican editing? Well, that's Pepino Man's forte. He's really good at it, actually.
Oh, he's really good at it.
That's hilarious. Big D said that. That's funny. I'm trying to really. There's so many comments coming in. They're flying in. I'm not keeping up with them very well. But what are some ways to get your word out about your channel? That is a great question, actually. And one of the tips that we have is the way to, at least in my opinion, and I'll let Eric weigh in on this, is if you want to get the word out on your channel, go be a part of the community. Go watch other videos, comment on other videos. Be patient with it too. Just keep putting out content. And if it's good, somebody's going to find your channel. And so if you just go interact with the community, you can even say things like, hey, I've just started a channel. Would you mind checking it out? I don't mind when people ask me that. I do mind when they say, hey, will you go sub to me? That to me is a little affront.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, hey, I'll happily look at your channel and check you out. And if I like it, I'll sub. But just be a part of the community. Do you agree, Eric? Or what are your thoughts?
I totally agree.
Okay.
And going back to what I said earlier about interacting with people that comment on my stuff, I like to do. I watch a lot more than I comment. Don't comment on everyone, but watch as much as possible. And that is a very good idea. It's like, you know, if someone is, you know, let's say, all right, I'm new. For instance, we'll use yourself and myself
Okay.
as an example. I'm brand new. I'm watching your video. Wow, that was a great video, Mike. I really appreciate it. I'm new in the community. If you ever have an opportunity to check out my stuff, I'd really appreciate it. If not, I hope you have a great day. Something simple like that. You know, get get your name out there in the comments. I mean, like, you know, if you see that, you know, if someone is new, for me personally, this is what I do. Like I'll review my comments and, you know, say hello to my friends and thank them for watching. But if I see new people starting to comment, what I'll usually do is, because I'm small potatoes, so it's easy for me. I can't speak for you, you know, 3K plusers like yourself.
Oh,
but
come on.
I'll check. You can click their name and it'll bring up their profile
Right.
to see if they're making content or not.
Right.
So that is a way that I like to go ahead and discover new people. Like, and I've in my videos, I've said, hey, you know, I always encourage people to start making content. It's never too soon or too late to start making content. And just, you know, give me a holler. Just say in my comments, hey, I started making content, Eric. Could you check it out? And, you know, more people than I can remember, I've done just exactly that. And it's always been good. And then I'll, you know, on occasion, I'll do some shout outs in my episodes, like just to spread the word. So, you know, you don't want to, you know, pound it into people, but, you know, every once in a while I like to make recommendations, like, hey, you know, this person's brand new, he's back after X amount of years, you know, go give him a peek, you know, that type of thing.
Yep. Big D is cracking me up. Let's see. Yeah, you could just have hot women on your channel. That would be one way to get.
Oh, Dave? Yeah, that's what Dave does. Yeah.
And then Big D said, "Get one in your, get one on your avatar." That's so funny. We got a lot of great people in here right now. Good grief. Thanks everybody for coming on. Eric and I just did this literally on a whim. We were talking earlier tonight off YouTube, and we're like, "Hey, let's go do that video we were talking about." And here we go. But for me, viewership definitely goes up when Julie's on. And if you didn't see last night, on the video I did last night, if you go back and watch it, not many people commented on it, but if you watch the whole video, there's some outtakes with Julie at the end of that. I just threw them on at the end just for fun. Okay. Yes, we're all excited about the National. I think everybody here is excited. Here's a great question. How do you balance real life and putting out videos? And then and maybe a question to that is, you know, do you buy stuff just for videos? I think somebody was asking that. So how do you balance stuff?
Well, I've seen people talk about that before, and like, oh, you know, I don't really have the funds to just purchase stuff just to make videos, and I always tell them, like, that's not what it's about. You know, it's really difficult to put a price on knowledge, and you certainly can't put a price on memories, but you can share those memories. And as far as balancing real life and videos, I myself, I like to get into a groove. You know, I'd like to, you know, I mentioned before that I feel it's important, at least for me personally, to be fairly consistent with content. You know, obviously don't just make content for the sake of making content.
Right.
Obviously have something to say, something to contribute. It doesn't all, not all videos have to be nowadays. Not everything is sunshine and rainbows, but there's always something you could talk about. And another thing I'd like to say is that you never know what, I'm going to have trouble articulating this. I was thinking about this during the day, not while we were on the air. You don't know what you say, what you say or what you share is going to impact somebody. And I'm not talking about a negative way, or you never know. Like, if something you're thinking about discussing might help somebody else, might spark something in someone else, that type of thing. So you never know. It might seem small and minute to you, but it might be a big thing to somebody else. Or they could even talk to somebody else about it. You never know. Like, there's the immediate impact of, well, this is what I have to say, and this is what I'm putting out there. And then there's like a rippling effect.
Yeah, like your video the other day was, like, I didn't even make a comment on the video. I just called you to tell you how much I respected what you did and enjoyed what you did and loved every minute of what you did. And I just think that was, and it wasn't about cardboard per se. It was about your experience with it. You weren't showing cards really, right? And I think we have more of an effect than we think, and you can choose to use that for good, or you could be negative with it. And I try not to cuss a lot on my channel, not because I'm against it or whatever. I don't know who's watching, and
that's true.
I just try to be careful about how I say things and to be respectful to people. And it's funny when I'm in live feeds, I'm funny and teasing and saying funny stuff. But when I'm doing a video, I'm just trying to be me. Obviously, that's a big tip, is just be yourself. And that's a huge thing. But God, there's so many comments, Eric. I don't even know. Okay, so let me finish answering this whole question of balancing everything. So, because Victor's asking another question. So if I have a typical mail day video or some other, whatever. A mail day video for me, literally start to finish, from the time I sit down to the time it's done posting on YouTube, is probably about 30 minutes. So for me, it's not a lot of time that I'm giving up in my day, so to speak, to YouTube in terms of making content. It doesn't take long. You shoot it, you do maybe a quick edit, add an intro, whatever, and upload it. I mean, it doesn't. If your video is 10 minutes long, which mine are average 8 to 12 minutes, then you're talking about a 30-minute process from start to finish. And so, but if I'm doing like a rummage video or something, those might take up to an hour, let's say, total from start to finish. And it's just not long. People think, oh, you're spending hours and hours. You don't have to do that. You can if you want. If you want to spend that much time editing and all that, there's nothing wrong with that. But just, it doesn't have to take a long time. Do you have the same experience, Eric? Or?
Well, yeah. I mean, my setup is not as easy as it gets. I formulate something I want to discuss or show. I put the phone on the tripod. I got fancy and got that tripod about a year ago. And push record. Say what I want to say. Show what I want to show. Push stop. And then push upload. And then, I do edit the title. That's about it. And then it's out there for the world to see.
There you go. Man, PSA or SGC? That's a topic for another video. um, okay. That's gosh, so much. What's up, NASCAR? BF Golf is here. New York Yanks fan. Dave is here. Okay. Just got back into the hobby. Into collecting this year from channels like yours and many others. This is from Ray John's Card Breaks. I was an avid collector for 20 years and father of two. So there's a guy, Eric, that maybe you and I had some influence on and helped get back in the hobby because he found us on YouTube. I mean, how cool is that, right?
Yeah, it's totally possible. Let's see. Yeah.
Maxa Jackson, I bought all my subscribers. Yeah, sure. Got not that funny, Mike. Let's not get carried away. I don't know what he's talking about, Rookie Monster. How do you balance? We talked about that. For your content, is it mostly feedback based or something you just enjoy posting? So one of my tips for a YouTube channel that's getting started is be creative, be different. If you're just going to start showing mail days and that's all you're going to do, or you're only going to do box breaks or whatever, I mean, you'll attract a certain number of people, but it'll be hard to appeal to a larger, broader audience if you're only doing one thing, because you'll only attract the people that like that one thing. So, you know,
I want to add something.
Go ahead.
You're finished, I want to add something.
Go ahead.
No, when you're finished.
I'm finished. I'll throw in more later.
A tip, if I may. When you're brand new, you don't have to show everything you have all at once.
Yeah, don't blow your load. No pun intended.
Exactly. You don't, portion it out. Because you'll see guys like have amazing stuff and they'll show everything all at once, and then they're like, well, no, I don't have anything else to show. And as far as that goes, you don't. Again, like we mentioned earlier, you don't have to always show something, but you could. In the beginning, at least, you could partition it out some.
Yeah, take your time. And Snoop said something earlier that I thought was good, is make some videos first and then start getting people, hey, can you go check it out? Have something on.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, that is a good idea.
So, do you find longer videos get more views or just helps your view hours? I don't know, get why some YouTubers do breaks for hours. Look, in our world today, and if you subscribed, I know Eric and I are both probably subbed to 300 channels, sports card channels. And
more than that.
Right? So that's a lot of stuff in your feed every day. And I'm honest, I don't watch every video that's in my feed. There's just not enough time in the day. And so if it's a shorter video, less than 10 minutes, with a compelling title, I'm going to watch it. Or a cool thumbnail, and I'm like, ooh, I like that. And then there are certain guys, I'm not going to name them here. Eric and I both, we know who they are for each other, but there are people that are must-watch for me. That I'm like, no matter what their video is about, but that's only maybe 10 channels that are absolute must-watch, that I'll watch whatever they put out. Otherwise, I'm having to pick and choose what I'm watching. And many of you have probably similar patterns of how you do it. Hopefully, Eric and I are on the must-watch page of that, because there's 53 of you on here right now, but, is that good advice, Eric? I don't know.
That is good advice. And as far as, like what Snoop said was really good. Like have some comment, you don't have to come in off the first video. And another thing is, it's like reiterating that it's not going to happen overnight. Don't be, so obsessive about, why this, why that, why this, why that.
Yep.
Give it time. It takes time to almost to marinate. You gotta,
Yeah.
let it grow.
Yeah, I think I had, I don't know, 10 or 20 videos before I even got to 100 subs or 50 subs or whatever. And your subs kind of grow, and then plateau, and then you hit something. And so just be patient. It'll happen. Don't just keep making great content and people will find your stuff. Keep improving your content. I mean, look at Ryan as an example. He's on here, Hot Corner Collection. Man, he started showing his card room. Holy crap. Insane stuff, great videos, great personality. Bam. Want to watch him all the time and see all his stuff. So I better get to. We said 30 minutes, didn't we, Eric? That is how long we were going to go?
Yes, we did.
It's already at 35 minutes.
Doesn't seem like it.
So I better. I'm going to throw some of these out there, these tips that Eric and I have talked about a little bit.
Oh,
and
hold on. Sox fan Timmy brought up a good question.
That is a great question. All right, you want to hit that first or me?
No, you go first.
Okay. The answer is both, in my opinion. I always better say in my opinion, because people think I'm telling them how to do it. I'm not telling you how to do it. I'm telling you what I think. But there are people out there that will think I'm telling them what to do, and I'm not. Zombie collector. So I think if you show your face, I have a face for radio, and I show my face. And it's because I think, look, we're looking through a screen here, and you can connect with someone on a whole nother level when you're looking into their eyes and looking into their face. And it bugs me when people don't look at the camera. It's just like, why are you looking over here? I'm looking over here because I got comments and stuff I'm reading. But typically when I'm shooting a video, I'm looking at the camera. And then you show product. And when you show product, let me get, here's a comic I got today. So if you got something big, you can show it like this. It makes sense. You got a card though, you want to highlight the card. That's why you're showing it. So, and then add in some commentary or whatever. So maybe have two different setups. One where it's showing you and one where you're showing the cards. Because Eric, you have two setups. You have a face setup and then a card setup, right?
Yes.
So what do you think about that question?
I totally agree with you. Mix it up.
Yeah.
Unless your profession prohibits, you to show yourself. Yep. And I definitely couldn't recommend it enough. I mean, it's, like I've mentioned many times, it's not all about it's not all about you. It's not all about yourself. Think about, who's watching this? Who's watching this in 5 years, 10 years, 50 years? If you have kids, think about them wanting to see what their loved one, what their parent, what their dad was really into. You never know the impact that we have on the young. It's a whole nother video. But, it's good to, and like you mentioned, it's good to put yourself out there. And it's not, maybe that's not the right way to put it, but even, for example, going to the show this year, you and I, we met last year, but I met so many more people this year that I never, quote unquote, met before. But watching their content, like, oh yeah, I know that guy, Andy. She bonded me with him practice. We walked up to each other. Hey, Andy. Hey, Andy. Hey, Eric. How you doing?
Yeah, you immediately know who they are. Like, that's so-and-so,
right?
Whoever it is. Wow, that's so-and-so. And people come up to me going, are you a baseball collector? I recognize you from your hat or from your, gnarly, nasty beard or whatever. But, yeah, absolutely, you're right. Okay. I'm laughing at comments. Let's see. Here's some more things because we're going long here. We already talked about get involved in the community. Comment. That's how you're going to build your reputation in the community. People will get to know you. They'll check you out. Do something different. Be unique. Just come up with creative ideas. Be creative. Here's the thing: have a setup at least, and try to have good lighting. Lighting is key for cards, but try to have good lighting, and turn your camera sideways. If you're using your phone, turn it sideways and film that way.
Yeah, horizontal.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
the up and down with the black bars on the side. Oh my gosh, that is kind of annoying, isn't it, Eric? At least it is to me.
It's a little infuriating.
You're like, oh, just
but
turn your
everyone's
camera.
done it at some point.
Sure, but just turn your camera. Okay. Don't ask for subs. I think we already talked about that. I did put as a tip, don't buy cards just to make videos. Like, don't get yourself in financial trouble just because you're trying to make some cool video. That's just silly. That's just life lesson right there.
Well, yeah, collecting comes first. Before content, collecting comes. It's not vice versa.
Right. Stay in your lane. Whatever that is, if your budget allows for what it allows, great. Buy that stuff. That's awesome. Show it off. Be proud of it. Don't down talk your cards. My friend Eric taught me that. Don't down talk. Whatever you collect is awesome, and just do that. Okay. He says, "Wait, I can't make making videos an excuse to buy cards." No, you can. Just don't put yourself in a bad financial situation by doing that. Okay. So I put, just like we talked about, don't blow your wad at the beginning. People get burnout all the time because they come into YouTube all hot and heavy. They show all their stuff, and they're like, okay, now what? What do I do a video about? And so just make a schedule for yourself. Maybe at the beginning you're doing a video once a week, and then as you kind of get more stuff and your collection grows over time. Remember, people think all the time that I just did this yesterday, or that you maybe did this, recently, Eric. We've been doing this for a long time. And the point of that, right, 30, 40 years, the point of that is we've had a lot of time to accumulate a lot of stuff. We didn't just buy it all yesterday. And so I could do videos on just stuff already in my collection for a long time. And so could you, and you do. We love, you and I both love mixing that stuff in. So
yes,
I did say, kind of have a goal with your channel, like, and they should be just short term, like, okay, and those it's hard to define what a goal would be. I just know the goal better not be to get rich. I'm telling you that.
Oh no.
Or famous. That ain't happening either. But I did put on here, don't run too many contests. It's okay to run a contest. In fact, that's a good way to generate some activity around your channel. But I promise you, there is hardly anyone out there that can come up with a contest idea that hasn't been done before. And so just be careful about that. And really try to, my advice would be, again, I'm not telling you what to do. You can go run as many damn contests as you want. I'm just telling you, you might want to think about when you do that. Maybe it's 100 subs, 500 subs, 1,000 subs, those kinds of things. But that's just my opinion. What about you, Eric? What do you think?
No, I agree with that.
Okay.
You might see an initial bump, but how many people are there because they want free stuff, or how many people are there because they want to be there? If someone would get the reputation, well, yeah, this person gets a lot of free stuff all the time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and then you see, all right, here's a giveaway video. Oh, look at all the interest on my video. I'm giving away this and that. And then you make, a handful, a series of other videos. And, well, why are the views down? Why am I not getting any comments?
Yeah.
Because you're not giving away anything. You see that on all forms of social media, really.
First of all, Ray from Philly's here, so.
Oh, nice. Hi, Ray.
But who said that? There's a great comment. Oh, Ben G76 Show said contests don't draw in good subscribers that will actually interact with your channel. And there's some truth to that. You're probably just going to get a bunch of, like you said, Eric, people looking for free stuff. And is that really kind of the channel you want to build? It's not, again, contests are fine. I see guys, I ran one at 100 subs and 110 subs and 117 subs. I mean, just don't overdo it. I think you're going to burn people out on your channel. That's all. Okay.
No, I agree with that.
Man, there's a lot of good stuff. Okay, last couple of things. Then I know we want to wrap this up because I want this to be at least reasonable if people want to watch it tomorrow on their way to work or something. But I put temper your expectations. Again, everybody thinks they can come in to this, and most likely you're not going to be just cranking up to huge sub numbers and huge view numbers early. And so just be patient. Just be yourself. Be patient. Have fun. Talk about what you love. Talk about what you collect. And you'll find the right people that'll want to watch your channel. And
Yes.
I heard it from Smitty, but I'm sure other people have said it before. Would you rather have, 4 quarters or, 20 nickels, right? And so,
Right.
or 100 pennies. I'd rather have 100, really good viewers, or I'd just rather have a smaller amount of interactive, solid people and friends than 1,000 nobodies, no names that I don't know who they are watching my channel. You know what I mean? And that's a pretty common feeling, I think, among the community. Most of us feel that way. So, let's see. We got a question. How do you handle the amount of commentators? Okay. That's a great question. And, man, just I try to I feel personally that if someone takes the time to comment, I want to try to respond to that comment. Don't feel like you have to comment back a novel, or I really appreciate it, or something that just acknowledges that they took the time to write a comment. I've taken very I'm grateful when somebody takes the time to comment. I consider it like thanks, it meant enough to you to say something to me, and I appreciate that. So
I couldn't agree more with that. I will take it a step further, and I I'll admit to watching some people a lot less because I'll see not just myself, I'll see a lot of other people putting in a lot of their own personal time and effort to comment, and nothing. Just silence. You scroll down and it's just crickets.
right.
And that's just, and in a community that is this small, really, in the grand scheme of things,
Yeah.
that's just a big no-no in my book. I'm not saying you have to do it every single time, but, video after video of crickets. It's like, ugh, that's no bueno.
It is, when you comment, it's hard when you don't get anything back. It makes you go, eh. If I comment on a video and
Right.
somebody just says thanks, I'm like, great. They at least saw it. They read it. I don't need them to, again.
Yes.
So but I don't want people just to write a comment either. Don't feel like you have to comment on everyone's video. I just think that's
no, of course, that's not realistic.
Right. But it is nice, and Alex just said it, Bowman53. Comments are a joy to receive. It's the reason to make vids. I would say it's a reason, but it gets you that back and forth, and it's so cool. By the way, everybody seeing everybody in the comments, you should try go check out each other's channels. If you're seeing somebody's name that's commenting in this feed that you don't know, go check them out. You know, let's build each other up. Let's work on each other. If you don't know Eric, by the way, those back pages, you need to know his channel. That's for darn sure. Go check him out. Those back pages. Legend. YouTube Hall of Famer he is, by the way. Don't let him fool you. He's the Cardboard Oracle. That's his nickname. So if you see him at the National next year, you can go up to him and say, "Oh, Cardboard Oracle."
Oh, jeez.
I'm trying to read comments. So many good comments. You guys are in the chat just going bananas. It's awesome. Mike, you got me down now. I wanted to be the next Eric Jabs. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, Snoop. And I have nothing against Eric Jabs. I mean, I really don't. I don't have anything against them. I just make sure you ask for super chat. Yeah, that's not a good idea. Gary's saying, Bink Scott, I'm here just to watch in awe. When I comment, I'm trying to connect with that collector. Absolutely. Pay trolls no mind. I love it. Does anyone think Otani is done as a pitcher? Thanks, Mike Y, for turning it back to baseball. That's a great idea. And
I hope so.
I hope he's done as a pitcher too. He's just gonna lengthen his career by being only a hitter. But okay. Oh my gosh. God. The minute I say super chat.
Yes, super chat.
Oh gosh. That's not.
We rich.
Oh man. Eric, you get half of that. I'll give you $1. There you go.
All right.
At the National next year,
Nice.
I'll give you $1. I owe you $1. Let's see. Y'all are really Posada. I think he's doing that because Posada was the one that put me in timeout the other day in Jimmy Gunn's live stream. Bald Rhino, I'm selling every card that's not a Hall of Famer. Thanks to you. Well, you're welcome.
Burn all your modern cards.
Is Filmington in here? Oh, there he is. Uh-oh. So Phil and I are going to do, I'll just put a plug out there. Phil and I are working on a time to do a Beyond Cardboard episode together. So
wow. I thought Phil was cards 24/7.
Well, he is. I've just got a life, so I got to figure out when we can make that happen. But I'm excited about talking to Phil and doing that with him. Man, everybody's grateful for our advice. That's nice. Thank you. You're welcome, I guess. Any last thoughts you want to throw out there, Eric? It's been almost an hour. We've been on the phone.
Has it? It doesn't seem like it.
I know, right? That happens all the time when we do this. And
I think we touched everything.
I think we did too.
Touched on everything.
Tried to. And I think Ray from Philly and I are going to go live on Friday night and just kind of shoot the bull about baseball and MVP races, Cy Young, playoffs, all sorts of cool stuff. So I think we're going to do that Friday night because Ray and I haven't done that in a while. And
nice.
Are you surprised, Eric, how many friends you have gained just from this platform of YouTube?
I am.
Yeah.
Surprised and grateful.
Me too. Shocked.
More than
honestly. Never expected.
You know, I've been at this now 2 years now, and 2 plus, and I never would have imagined even a year ago. You know, to see what I'm looking at now versus looking back then. Just incredible.
So cool. I think about all the people that I call my friend that have my cell number and we talk, and never would have happened without you. I would have never known any of these people, yourself included.
That's true.
And or at least not in the way I know you now. It would have never happened without YouTube. I don't think you can get this from being on a board, a message board.
No, you can't.
Doesn't work this way. And
It's not personal.
It's not.
Message boards are very impersonal, very not so nice.
And so, for us to realize as a community, group hug, for us to realize, though, how special this is, really, and to not take it for granted. Don't, if you were at the National this year, there's a lot of people talking about the National. The National in Chicago was absolutely the best collecting experience I've ever had in my life. Not because I got some cool cards, yeah, but it was because of everybody. It was all the people. And AC is going to be the same way. If you're on here and you've never been to a National, I think Eric's going to try to talk you into it right now. Should they go to the National, Eric?
150% yes.
Yes.
See, Matt has it right. Matt has it right. 307 days to go.
307. You have got to go. And, like, there are people that I met at the National, like, shook their hand. I knew who that, like, Mark from Kentucky, or he's an example. It came on the last day. I didn't get to spend much time with him. And, but you still absolutely should go.
Yes.
So much
fun. In fact, I met a lot of guys this year that had never been before. And I told them, now your job is to recruit people that have never been before.
Yeah.
Because you cannot describe it. We can try.
You can't, though.
But you can't.
The best...
that's right. Ray said it right. Aim for AC.
The best video that I saw of all the post-National videos that I thought succinctly summarized the experience was Dave's, Blue Jacket 66.
Oh, without a doubt.
His video, you should go find it, Blue Jacket 66. Go look at his, he may have called it National Recap or something like that. It would have been in early August, where he talks about how he felt meeting the community and being a part of the community. It's touching, and it's real. We all go, yep, felt the same way. It's one of those, man, he said it really well. I wish I could have said it that well.
Oh, yes.
So cool. So cool. So, what's up, JY Sports Card Guy? Just showing up.
Nice.
Silver Jackify's live too right now? Joe is? Oh my gosh. I should call Joe on the phone right now. Just to interrupt his live feed. That would be funny. Oh, man.
That would be funny.
Well, we should let everybody go, so y'all can go watch Silver Jackify or go watch Mike O. He's doing lots of stuff, and they're all great. They're all our friends. Like Mike O and Ed are doing live right now. They're great guys. I consider them great friends. Joe, Silver Jackify, I'm going to be hanging out with him in a couple of weeks, and hopefully you, Eric, in a couple of weeks when I'm up in New York again.
Nice.
But we'll let everybody go and go watch all the other stuff.
Go enjoy.
Go enjoy, guys. Thank everybody so much for coming on and listening to us.
Yes.
Just two guys that
appreciate it.
Just want to help the community grow, and hope you guys can get something out of this. Thanks everybody for watching. Everybody have a great night. And whatever you do, as Eric would say, be kind. What else, Eric? You matter.
You matter.
Yeah. What else?
And keep collecting.
Keep collecting. All right, guys. See y'all later. Thanks.